Aloha, welcome back. It's me, Dashama. Today we're going to do a beautiful practice for forgiveness. And the power of this is infinite. Every expert in the world I've ever read, books, and listened to always emphasize, and so I just want to share this with you as well, the power of forgiveness, not only for your own happiness and health and success and peace and all the good things, but also for the whole world. So there's a saying that hanging on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And that's so true. And so if you see life like that, if you're holding on to anger, resentment, or any kind of bad feelings about anybody that's happened in your life, then it's time to let it go, and today's the day. No time like the present. So let's do it together. There's a few practices that I do and that I have done that are incredibly effective. So I'll do those with you today. And you don't need anything in order to make this a successful practice. So just sitting here with me is fine. But you want to start to think about a couple of the things, and you can do this with your eyes closed, sort of like a meditation or as a mantra. We're going to do two different techniques. First technique is called Hooponopono. So Hooponopono is a Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. And basically, it's such a powerful prayer because it not only forgives the other person, but it takes responsibility for whatever happened. So whatever happened in your life, even if it was when you were a child, like it might have been when you were a little kid, and you're like, how could I take responsibility for what happened to me when I was 3 years old? The truth is, it doesn't matter what happened or the storyline of the situation. When you can take responsibility and wrap it all in love and forgiveness, you feel better and you let it go, and your life is better, and you can experience more miracles, and there's so many good things that will come from that. So be committed to this, because it's not about the other person, it's about how you feel and the quality of your own personal life, and that's the most important thing. So let's just do it. I would say there's 4 main parts to Hooponopono. Basically, it's I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Those 4 elements, you might want to write it down. I love you, so invoking love energy. I'm sorry, so forgiveness is with starting there. Please forgive me, so that's taking responsibility. And then thank you, it's appreciation. Always including appreciation, it just brings so much positivity into the experience. One thing that I've done over the course of my journey, because I had a very hard journey, and my early childhood was especially difficult. I was in foster homes most of my early years, and so I had to do a lot of forgiveness about my parents, and it's such a difficult thing, because if you need to do forgiveness towards your own parents, it's one of the hardest things, because we come into the world with this feeling like our parents should be a certain way, like they should take care of us, or they should be these amazing, loving, supporting, beautiful beings of light, which would be ideal. But not all of them can, and I recognize now that people can only show up where they're at. So if their unhealed traumas are blocking their ability to be in the fullness of their love and light and care for others, then that's where they're at. So just having compassion for others in where they're at can be very instrumental in this practice, because as you see other people, whether it's your parents, your siblings, friends, coworkers, ex-lovers, relationships, whatever it is, you see them in a new light. You see them with compassion. You're like, wow, they must be in a lot of pain to have done X, Y, and Z, and so you can just, first of all, feel at peace about that, feel compassion for them, for yourself, and that's where this prayer really takes root in a deep way, because you want this to take root in a very deep way in your heart, in your gut, in your consciousness, in your soul. You want everything to release whatever pain or whatever it is from the past, so that you can be liberated from that. And then the liberation of that is just, ah! It's like your vibration can elevate so dramatically, because these old toxic energies of unforgiveness, of resentment, of anger, it holds you down into a steady, consistent low vibration. And that is not who you are. And so just taking your power back, taking responsibility, even if it wasn't your fault, and claiming your birthright, which is joy and happiness and bliss and the ecstasy of life. That is who you really are. So let's let go of the old so we can welcome in the new vibration. So you can do this practice over and over. Here's an example. I'll do one with you. I did this one many, many years about my mother, about my father. It was just, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. But if you're doing this practice and you do it over and over, you can write it. Think of the things that you feel that were done that hurt you, right? So it's like, if it was neglect, if it was abuse, if it was just abandonment, if it was any kind of anything, just think of it. And then like really, really remember it, but then I love you, compassion, I'm sorry, forgiveness, please forgive me. Take responsibility, recognize whatever it is, just own it, and then thank you. And my favorite part of about this is the thank you, because as you thank somebody who hurts you, you liberate yourself in such a deep and powerful way, because you recognize that you created that experience. And it's an interesting paradigm. Most people, it's hard to really digest that, is that we actually attract, or, you know, in some way, we sign up for the difficulties of our life on a soul level. And so if you can recognize that, and you can take responsibility and realize you actually signed up for that deep soul pain lessons, whatever it was, and you did that so that you could grow. And we do that so we can grow and become more powerful, more in our power, and so that we can really understand the depth and the power of not only pain but also forgiveness and love and compassion, and see the full spectrum of emotions, and then choose the higher vibration. So I truly believe this, that as we release the past, we release our connection to those old emotions, then we open the door for a whole new reality, a whole new existence, new relationships, new feelings of joy, new feelings of bliss, better health, better abundance, prosperity, more opportunities, success, joy, beautiful relationships, incredible opportunities, or just ways of existing in this life. It all comes more available once we let go of these old chains and balls of weight from the past that's no longer serving. It never was serving, but in some way there's a reason that it was being held on to so tightly, and so now it's time to let that go. Okay, so Hooponopono, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. So do it over and over. And the other option is, if you just want to be more simple with it, is to do just a visualization practice where you first just go into the memory of it and you remember what happened, and then you just say the person's name, like let's say it's your mother. Mom, I love you and I'm sorry. I love you, I'm sorry. Or I forgive you. I forgive you. And just go into that. And if you can, write it down, or even better, call them up if you can and let them know personally. Because the more you can liberate yourself from any bonds that hold you to the past, any negative energy that happened in the past, then it's just keeping you stuck in a low vibration. And that stays stuck in you even if your consciousness, you're not fully aware. So you want to liberate yourself in every way possible, and this practice is super powerful for that. So leave a comment, let me know if you're doing this practice and how does it go for you. And hopefully this transforms your life as it has for my own. Click like, share with your friends. I want everyone in the world to feel elevated energy, happiness and joy, bliss, consciousness, if possible. And these keys that I'm sharing with you here on my channel have all been instrumental in my own journey. And I want nothing more than for everybody to experience that liberation for yourselves. As there's a saying, as we liberate ourselves, we liberate others. It's a quote by Nelson Mandela, actually, and it goes, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond belief." And it goes on and it says, who am I to think that I am beautiful and wonderful and powerful? And then who am I not to feel that way? I am a divine child of God. And as we connect to our divine power, our light automatically liberates those around us. This is paraphrasing, but basically that's the gist of it, and the idea is the same. It's like, liberate yourself and your energy will liberate others around you, and we can start the ripple effect and affect the world in a beautiful and positive way. So be sure, subscribe to my channel, leave your comments, click like, share with your friends, and I will see you again in the next video. Have a beautiful, blessed, miraculous day. Namaste.